The Department of Health in London suppressed the documents.
Which had the conclusions of this drill. They kept them from going public. Now that is only 4 years ago. So they knew the whole preparedness for this should have been in place. But of course they knew they couldn't put it in place because the government had devastated the National Health Service since the 2012 Health and Social Care Act. Privatisation had subverted the health service to the point where it couldn't possibly respond as it should have to the pandemic, and we've seen what's happened. Not enough ventilators. The whole concept of mass testing, which has been so successful in other countries, especially Germany, and should have been right across Britain, didn't happen in Britain. So that's...
And not that I'm pro mass testing, particularly when it's been said that some of the test kits were actually infected with COVID-19.
That's where it's more than a scandal in terms of what this coronavirus has meant to the societies that it has ravaged, and especially to Britain. It's a crime.
I want to get to the world in a moment, but over here, the Queen, the Prime Minister, the government, they are all praising the National Health Service. In fact, every aspect of this society, including the media.
Well, that's completely different. They're praising the people that are working, the nurses and the doctors and all the staff that are working there. That's who they're praising. They're not praising the individuals or the groups of people who actually are at the very top of the chain, so to speak, who actually put things in place. They're not praising those people.
Is praising the National Health Service. What evidence, no mention of privatisation in the media here, not even that the new Labour leader's top advisor used to work in private healthcare lobbying. What evidence do you have that privatisation is even an important context in which to understand Britain's response to coronavirus?
Okay, I'm just going to hop in and say, I'm a natural practitioner, okay, with the scanner. And I used to be a peripatetic masseur and went round various businesses and massaging people within the workplace. You used to be able to get acupuncture on the National Health. I believe that was stopped. So there is no alternative ways of getting treatment on the National Health. That is shameful. It's a scandal when you think there are many amazing ways that actually the body can heal itself through natural methods. The pharmaceuticals, the actual doctor, never speak of healing, because all they're doing, and God bless their souls, all they're doing is actually treating a symptom. They are not treating the whole body. And this is a time to go onto my website and have a look at the scanner and read that, which is a Russian device, self-controlled energo-neuroadaptive regulation.
Well, of course they should praise it. It's beloved in Britain, and when it began in 1948, it was set up, as Anira and Bevan made clear, to give the British people, and I quote, freedom from fear. Isn't that ironic? We now have a state of fear due to this virus, and the National Health Service was set up to give the people freedom from fear. It's not the health service, it's not the people who work in the health service, it's not the clinicians, it's not all the support people in the health service, it's not those who are at the very moment saving the life of the Prime Minister, but it is those who have undermined the health service, particularly with legislation in 2012.
Exactly.
That allowed in privateers that devastated whole areas of it.
And they did it not only in the health service, they also did it to the fire service, they did it to the police force. And this is where, if we go and do a search for common purpose, and also listen to UK Column, who talks about Common Purpose. You'll find it maybe on UK Column. And I met him personally, and he told me about Common Purpose. I'd never heard of them before. They are an evil organisation. And apparently David Cameron came out of the Common Purpose group, a very questionable organisation. It's bigger than the civil service. It's like a shadow civil service.
And also that the whole social care system in Britain, which was an extension of the health service, was privatised almost entirely, both by Labour and Tory governments, beginning in the 1990s. And for the government then to stand up with its theorists, its modelers, who keep changing their mind. At one moment, according to the Imperial College people, 250,000 people are going to die in Britain. No, wait a minute, it's only 20,000.
Yeah, big difference between 250,000 and only 20,000. It's like Fauci. At one point, and it's in my previous video, where the gentleman on YouTube was saying that Fauci changed his quotation or quotes about who was going to die between one day and the next by a factor of, I think he said, by a factor of 10. I mean, there is every reason to realize that there is a major conspiracy to deplete the numbers of people on this planet. Agenda 21, Agenda 30, it's all in there. And also the quote of Prince Philip about being a virus. He'd come back and destroy the planet. Well, lovely man. For you royalists.
But no, it's not really 20,000 because they're going to die anyway. I mean, this kind of bizarre response, public response to something that the health service at its peak, fully funded, not cut back, driven by its clinical staff and not by bureaucrats, it would have coped with that. I do believe, and it's only a guess, from my own knowledge of investigating the health service over several years, that the NHS would have coped with the onslaught of this virus. I do believe that there would have been mass testing, that all the intelligent application of medical expertise, that would have happened in Britain. It didn't happen. It didn't happen because the governments, both Tory and Labour, allowed the health service to be subverted over.
Now, I want to say about this mass testing. The body is with a strong immune system, and this is what Bruce Lipton talked about, and prior to this, in his book, I think it's Beyond Belief, it is the environment. So if the body is strong, has a strong immune system, and it is not in a situation of fear, all right, where you get, as he described, fight or flight in that first video, then the body has the complete capability of bringing balance and equilibrium. Now, add in the spiritual aspect, of which is not being talked about here at all, is that we are divine beings. Our thoughts create our reality. So, of course, they're pushing this fear. They're pushing people into fear. Those of you who don't know, or those people that don't understand, that they themselves, through their thinking and their thoughts, are in charge of their reality. And on that note, I'm going to bring up the webinar that Leslie Fieger has got coming up on May the 27th at 2 p.m. Eastern, or 14 hours Eastern time. I'm just going to show it to you here. Now, you'll see that in the description box, I've always got exactly the same things until you get to the latter part, and then I put the videos or the links of the information that I've been videoing. And under personal empowerment, you will see the link for the CAPSTONE Experience, which is going to be a 2-hour webinar whereby you will learn about, I'm sure Leslie will go into the cosmology and how it is that our thought creates our reality. So here we are, it's going to be May the 27th, 2020, 2 p.m. Eastern Time.
It is a beautiful sunny spring day.
This is Leslie Fieger talking in the woods of Toronto.
Trees are budding out, farmers and gardeners are out planting, and I want to plant some seeds with you as well. There is an ancient Chinese curse which says, "May you live in interesting times." Well, we certainly live in interesting times. It appears that the world around us is in a state of chaos and crisis. Old geopolitical systems are crumbling, old institutional systems are failing, old paradigms are falling apart, and old ways of being are called into question. Old ways of thinking no longer serve to solve these chaotic problems we appear to be undergoing. And for many folks, this crisis may seem beyond their ability to control or even navigate. They are caught up in fear and uncertainty. I want to offer you a different perspective, one of faith and positive expectation. Yes, there is no doubt that this is a hugely transformational time. But think of it this way. We have been provided the opportunity to stop, to take a collective breath, and to evaluate our priorities, our core values, and our ideals. An opportunity to utilize this time to envision and create a new world for ourselves personally and for all of us collectively.
Exactly. This is a wonderful, wonderful opportunity. If, as Bruce Lipton says, we don't destroy that opportunity by going into fear. What Leslie has to offer is absolutely life-changing, where puts you in the driver's seat of your life, instead of believing and accepting the dictates of a one world globalist government, etc. And it's very interesting, that's my next video I will do, when we see what happens to the frequency of the planet when, as on the 4th and 5th, there was mass meditation. And I'll come to that in a minute. So I do urge you to go into the description box, or I'll put this at the bottom as well as being part of the videos that I've talked about, and sign up for this. Really ask yourself, if you hesitate or if you don't bother, why do you think of yourself in a way of being such a helpless, basically, creature, instead of a very powerful human soul?